Welcome back to the Successful Diligence podcast. I wanted to make sure that you were aware of how valuable you are to us and me here at Successful Diligence as a listener of the podcast. It means so much that you allow me to provide value through the podcast and that you listen and you show up and you invest your time. It means the world to me and I so appreciate it. One way that you can show your appreciation for the podcast, if you've gotten any value from anything we've ever said is you can support us financially so that we can continue to provide the value that you've come to know from the Successful Diligence podcast. And it can be literally less than a cup of coffee a day, 99 cents per month. That's less than $1 per month, all the way up to $5, $10, however much you want to give. But as little as $1, less than $1, 99 cents, that would make such a difference to us. You can go to the show notes and you can click the link where listener support is highlighted. There's different links in the show notes, or you can go to anchor.fm/successful diligence /support, and you can sign up there, and literally it's one time per month, 99 cents, less than a cup of coffee, and yet you would be having an impact on supporting this podcast to bring more value, reach more people, to have a greater impact in the world. And we appreciate in advance any support that you're able to provide. Again, anchor.fm/successful diligence /support, or you can click the link in the show notes and show your support financially. We appreciate it and we thank you in advance. Today I want to talk about not getting distracted on your way to success, whatever that is for you, whatever level of success that you are focused on reaching, whatever goal you're reaching to obtain, whatever version of yourself equals the best version to you. I want you to be encouraged to keep walking and to not get distracted and get off focus, because when we get off focus, that's when we lose time. And, we want to be effective and make the most efficient use of our time, because we only have one life to live. And for some reason, like the older you get, the more time flies. And, it's like, oh my gosh, it's already like 5 years, 10 years. We're already in a new decade. Like, where does the time go? So you always want to be focused on reaching your goal. And especially as we are in a new decade, 2020 is the beginning of a 10-year period. And people always underestimate what they can do in 10 years, and they overestimate what they can do in a year. And I would even say that a lot of people underestimate what they can do in a year. Like, you can literally turn your life around and be in a completely different place in a year if you stay focused and you are consistent and you continue to keep walking towards whatever it is that you are reaching for or walking towards. And I want to just, give a couple quotes here. And this is I'm basing today's episode based on the book by John Maxwell called Your Roadmap for Success. And novelist H.G. Wells said that the only true measure of success is the ratio between what we might have been and what we have become. And I think that for me, that quote talks about the potential that we have and that idea and conception of what we want for ourselves and the person that we know that we can become, and then what we actually implement and what we actually do. And sometimes there's a gap in between what we reach for and what we have in our mind and what we conceive and what we actually implement and do. And so that's kind of where that is. And I think success is when you actually implement and become what you started out to become, and that you complete what you started out to finish. Henry Ford observed that there is no man living who isn't capable of doing more than he thinks he can do. And sometimes we don't give ourselves enough credit. We can accomplish amazing, incredible things when we put our mind to it. And sometimes we don't give ourselves enough credit, or we don't recognize how strong we really are, how brave we really are, the skills that we do have. And sometimes, and I encourage you not to do this, but sometimes we've been told by other people that you can't do this, or this is not an option, or this is the box around the idea that you're thinking of. And I encourage you to not believe that lie, because you can think outside of the box. You can be creative. You can have a unique, original idea that can bring you an inordinate amount of success that nobody would ever think of. And when you get to the other side, people always like to be like, oh, I knew you could do it. But where were you when I started and you didn't believe in me? So I want you to believe in yourself more than anyone else, and don't believe the lie about what you can or cannot accomplish. You can accomplish whatever you set out to do and put effort and work into. You can do it, and you are capable of doing more than you think you can. We have, as human beings, nearly limitless potential. And I say that because we have not, as I think this generation of human beings and people, we have not tapped into the level of resources that we can and that we have available to us in terms of our mental capacity, our cognitive abilities, the things that we really can do and accomplish. When you think about people who break world records, when they run that race or that sprint or they swim that lap, until they do it, nobody before has done it. And so when they break that record, it breaks open the door, and then all of a sudden, all these other people start to reach that time, or, start to reach that accomplishment, until the next person breaks the record and it goes up to another level. And so that's the same sort of thing, is that we really can do anything that we put our mind to if we are committed to pursuing it with diligence and with commitment and consistency. But the key, and there is a key, is that we cannot do everything. We are still one person living one life, and we cannot do everything. Now, we can do anything, but we can't do everything. And you have to decide what you want for your life, and not let someone else create the agenda for you. You direct the path that you're going to take, and when there's a fork in the road, you choose whether to go left, right, or stay straight. You choose what exit to get off of. You decide the course of your life. And I encourage you not to let anyone else set the agenda for you, but you decide, because it's your life and you're the one that has to live it out. And there are 4 principles that put you on the road towards reaching your potential, reaching those goals, that best version of yourself. And in the realm of thinking that we can do anything but not everything, we have to concentrate on one goal. And I don't mean one goal like just one thing, but like one arena, one focus area. Because we can't focus on everything, but we can focus on one area, one arena to become a master in, to be diligently successful in. And we have to concentrate on continuing our education, our mastery, our improvement, and our skill set in that area. Because when we master it, then we can continue to press forward and not look back in the past or be tied to the past efforts, goals, or, like I said, breaking out of the box. The past is there's a box around it. The future is we can break open that box and think differently or break that record. And we have to keep a focus on the future. So focusing on one main goal area or one main thing that we can fine tune and get mastery in, focusing on continual education and improvement, forgetting the past, keeping our face forward and looking towards the future. And that will reveal to you your purpose in life. And when you're growing and you're walking towards your maximum potential, towards that best version of yourself, towards that mastery in that goal area, you will become successful. You will obtain that goal. You will reach that best version of yourself, and the world and everyone in it will be so much better for that. So I encourage you to marinate on that and what I've said in this episode, because you can do anything. You just can't do everything. So, if you journal, if you meditate, if you pray, I encourage you to spend some time just thinking about what is that one focus area? What I want my purpose to reveal itself. So what can I become a master in that I can give to the world in what arena? And once you find it, pursue it. Be diligent about it. Stay focused on it and don't pay attention to anyone around you. You will be given the vision for your life and you will be given the purpose for your life. And I encourage you to protect it and pursue it with all diligence, because you will reach it. And as I said, the world will be so much better for it. So I hope that you found some value in that. I hope you're encouraged. Always keep walking. And as you journey on this road of life and towards your vision and towards your purpose, always look around and find something to be grateful for. Always choose gratitude. If you haven't heard about Ankur, it is the easiest way for you to make a podcast. It's free. The creation tools allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. So easy to use. And Ankur will distribute your podcast for you so that it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many, many more platforms. You don't have to upload. They do it all for you. You can also make money from your podcast, cha-ching, with no minimum listenership. I started making money with my first episode. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Just go to your app store and download the free Ankur app, or you can go to anchor.fm to get started now. Anchor FM and get your podcast started.